Happy Tuesday. So last week was that deload week that I talked about that drove me absolutely bonkers. So I am so excited to get to start a new program today. So the last one I was on for about 5 weeks, got the deload week, and then now I'm starting new. I am bumping up to 3 days a week of lower body, which I have never done before. So that's going to be interesting. So today is mostly lower body with a little bit of upper body sprinkled in, which is how all 3 days are that I'm hitting legs. So that's something different also that I haven't really done. So I'm actually super excited. So let's get started. First up, we always start with a warm up. So I do a little foam rolling, a little mobility work, just getting things warmed up and ready to go. First exercise is the barbell back squat. Obviously, that's something I've been doing for a while. So I started out with my normal warm-up set with just the bar, getting some nice deep squats with some pauses, and then increased the weight a little bit more. And then once I had those 2 warm-up sets in, I started with my working sets. So increased the weight a little bit more. And like I said, the first week is kind of exploration week. We're just playing with the weight, seeing where we're at strength-wise, and going from there. Once we finished back squats, we went to the belt squat. I really like the belt squat. My only complaint is that belt, no matter where I put it, digs into my hip bones. So hopefully that will get a little easier as I get more used to this machine again. It's been a little while since I've used it. Then we moved to barbell sumo deadlifts. I love sumo deadlifts. It's where I'm a little bit stronger. I will say I used my hooks for them. I did not like that. So I'll be going back to just my hands next week. Seated leg curls were next, hitting those hamstrings a little bit more. And then we moved to the calf machine, a couple sets of those. These are all things I'm very familiar with, so nothing new. And then I got to shift to do some upper body at the end of my lower body workout, and I really liked it. So I had incline dumbbell presses. Again, I started with a little lighter weight for some warm-up sets and then progressed along to some heavier weight for my working sets. And each week we'll get, a little bit heavier and a little bit tougher as we progress. And the last thing I had was seated face pulls. It's one of my favorite exercises. I love hitting the rear delts and the upper back with the cable machine, and did the same thing. A couple of warm-up sets and a couple of working sets. Overall, I really enjoyed the workout, and I know each week it's going to progressively get a little bit harder. And then I finished up with just a few minutes of walking on the treadmill. It always feels good just to get a few extra steps in before I head out of the gym and get ready for my day. Okay, so I enjoyed that first day of the new program. The first week of a new program is always interesting because it's basically, I call it exploration week. And it's a time when you really are just kind of playing around with stuff to figure out, the proper weights and how things feel and how to set up and all that kind of stuff. So that's what a lot of today was. But I enjoyed the variation, and I enjoyed being able to put a little bit of upper body at the end of my leg day. That was kind of fun. That way my legs weren't like completely shot by the end, which is good because I have to hit them again tomorrow. Now I have my post-workout food. I've got my banana, I got my carbs, and I have my caramel cashew Bear Bells. This is one of my favorite flavors. Got my protein. So I'm all set, got my water, and now I'm ready to conquer the rest of the day. It is beautiful out here, and I have a few minutes before my next client. So actually, after I eat this, I'm going to go for a short walk just to get some extra steps in.